looks like a spine. This is a filiform papilla. These are the smallest and the most numerous of the papillae. No taste buds associated with them. Their function, as you might expect, is to increase the grip of the tongue and give it a rough surface so the tongue can better manipulate the food. Because what's the tongue doing? It's moving the food around inside your mouth. It's mixing with saliva, it's keeping other teeth, which is why you sometimes literally bite your tongue, okay? And then it's going to take that mass, mixed with saliva, the tongue, and shove it back in the throat to initiate swallowing. So to facilitate that, to give the tongue a rough surface, to increase its grip, you have these filiform papillae. They're the smallest and the most numerous, and again, it's to increase the grip of the tongue, give it a rough surface. A lot of mammals basically groom themselves with their tongue, especially members of the cat family. You've seen cats. You don't bathe cats, okay? You may bathe your dog occasionally, but not your cats. They don't like the water. How do they groom themselves?
The tongue.
They lick their fur, okay? And if you ever felt the surface of a cat's tongue, if you dare stick your finger in their mouth, it's like sandpaper, okay? Which is full of these things. And they basically are combing through the fur and picking out the debris in their fur. Now, most humans don't groom themselves that way, so our tongue's not as rough a surface. But in many animals that do groom themselves by running their tongue through their fur, this is what you see, a lot of these spiny-like projections, okay? Now, something else associated with the tongue, which you should be able to see, are glands. You've got salivary glands. And salivary glands all secrete saliva, but the composition of saliva varies depending on the composition or what cells we see in the salivary glands. And we can see a group of cells here, staining dark. These are called serous cells. Now, serous cells produce secretions thin and watery, high in enzyme. What enzyme? What enzyme is associated with this? If you look on your handout, page 10, okay, under the salivary glands, drop down to where it says saliva, mucin, and then salivary amylase. The enzyme is salivary amylase. What salivary amylase does, it breaks down complex carbohydrates like starch into sugars. So actually, carbohydrate digestion begins in your mouth. Okay? You take starch in or these complex carbohydrates, you actually start digesting. Keeping your food long enough. I mean, keep the food in your mouth long enough. Okay? You may have done a little exercise in a high school biology course, for example, where you took a soda cracker, which is full of starch, and you chewed it up. And if you kept it in your mouth long enough, after a while it started to taste sweet. Now the starch is not sweet, but what you were doing was, in your saliva, breaking down the starch into maltose, a sugar, which is sweet. Also, too, you may have chewed up the cracker a little bit, then spit it out and tested with iodine, which is a good indicator of starch, and it turns black if starch is present. If you initially chewed it up and spit it out, it turned black. If you kept your mouth long enough, after a while when you spit it out, it didn't turn black because the starch had been broken down into the maltose. So sugar remained. Okay, so this is salivary amylase. So serous cells, again, produce secretions, thin and watery, high in salivary amylase, okay? And again, carbohydrate digestion begins in the mouth, should you be asked, okay? Like I say, it's completed in the small intestine, and a lot of us don't keep our food in our mouth long enough. You know, we just put it in, chew it a little bit, and then wash it down, you know? So often you don't get a lot done here as far as digestion. That's where it actually starts. Okay, something else we see. What's this red stuff?
It's connected tissue.
This meaty looking stuff.
It's connected tissue.
What is it?
Is it loose?
It's muscle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why some people eat tongue. Okay,
Yeah.
perfectly good meat. All right. What kind of muscle?
Good.
What is it?
It's
It's good. You said?
good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You said it's good. Okay. Anyway, what kind of muscle is this?
Smooth smooth.
You say smooth?
Yeah, let's see. No?
Can you move your tongue around voluntarily?
Skeletal.
Obviously, it's skeletal. It's skeletal muscle. Okay, this is skeletal muscle. Multinucleus, striated. Okay, skeletal muscle. All right. You don't need to worry about the arrangement. It's called skeletal muscle. And again, we see more of these serous cells. This is part of the lingual salivary glands. And I'm going to look at another slide here. Excuse me. This one is labeled lingual glands, okay? These are lingual and sublingual. This one is salivary glands, the types of salivary glands. And again, we're looking at a section of the tongue. So again, you're going to see some of the same things. The epithelium again is a non-keratinized stratified squamous, just like we saw in the previous slide. See multiple layers of flattened cells, as indicated by the nuclei. But on this one, you've also got the third type of papilla, which is the fungiform papilla. You can see it right here. Kind of rectangular in shape. There's another one over here. There's one over there. These are intermediate in size and in abundance. They are smaller than the circumvallate that we just saw, larger than the filiform, the spiny one, and they are more numerous than the circumvallate papillae, but less numerous than the filiform. But, like the circumvallate, again, what do they got embedded in their epithelium?
Taste buds.
Taste buds. So we have taste buds associated with the circumvallate papillae and also with a fungiform, but not with a filiform. Okay? You actually see a filiform papilla right here as well. And then also we look in here, again we see a lot of skeletal muscle. Again we see these dark stained cells, which are the serous cells, but now we see another type of cell, this. At first guys may say, hey, that's adipose. No, it's not adipose. Adipose, when you look at a tissue, it looks like big empty cells, because when you fix the tissue prior to staining, you leach out the fat. So it's like a big empty cell. Because in real life, adipose cells are full of fat droplets, which is taken out. But here you can see there's something in the cell. These are actually mucus cells. And mucus cells secrete a thick, viscous secretion, high in mucin, low in enzyme. And salivary glands are usually a combination of both cells, mucus and serous. In lingual and sublingual salivary glands, the majority cell, the most common, are these mucus cells, which means the saliva produced by the lingual and sublingual salivary glands, those associated with the tongue and below, okay, mostly thick, viscous secretions, low in enzyme in the saliva. Okay, so again, the dark stained cells, you can see some over here, the dark stained cells are the serous cells, and the light stained cells are going to be the mucus cells. Okay, here we have both. Mucus cells and serous cells. Serous cells, thin, watery secretions, high in enzyme, salivary amylase. And the mucus cells, thick, viscous secretions, low in enzyme.
Said lower enzyme?
Say again?
Said lower enzyme?
Salivary amylase is the enzyme. Okay? These are low in enzyme.
Low in enzymes.
Okay.
Okay? And again, if you're asked, the ratio of cells, the majority of cells in the lingual and sublingual salivary glands are mucus cells. There's more mucus cells, which means overall the secretions of these glands tends to be thick and viscous, low in enzyme. Any questions? All right, let's look at another slide.